When you think about Buddhism, what comes to mind? For a lot of us, it's this idea of wanting nothing, of just letting go and finding peace. But what if that's not quite right? Let's get into this, because what the Buddha actually said about desire is, well, it's probably not what you think. So this is the big question, right? It's the one that trips so many of us up. This idea that to stop suffering, you have to just stop wanting, period. It sounds so simple, almost beautiful. But is that really the path? And here's the twist. The answer is a clear, resounding no. You see, far from being the enemy, the Buddha taught that desire, when you understand it correctly, isn't just a part of the journey, it's the engine. It's the starting point for absolutely everything. Okay, so let's start by just tackling this popular idea head on. We're going to call it the myth of no desire, because honestly, that's what it is. It's a huge misunderstanding of how this all works. The path to awakening isn't about just sitting back and accepting whatever happens. Not at all. It's an active process. It's a quest. It involves searching and, yeah, sometimes struggling, and ultimately mastering a whole set of skills for your own mind. So if it's an active journey, what's the fuel? What gets you moving? Well, that brings us right to the heart of the matter. This is where we stop seeing desire as the problem and start seeing it as the essential engine. This quote from the Buddha is huge. Basically, it means that everything we do, everything we experience, even the good stuff, it all starts with a want, a will, a desire. You actually have to want to be a better person for it to happen. And this is how you harness that raw energy. The whole point isn't to get rid of desire, it's to focus it. There's this concept of determination, and you know how it's defined? It's literally focused desire. It's about taking all those conflicting wants we have and aiming them at what really matters, long-term, genuine happiness. All right, so if some desire is good, how do we tell the difference? This brings us to a really crucial distinction, the one between skillful and unskillful wanting, because, not all desires are created equal. The teachings get really specific here. On one hand, you have something called chanda. That's the good stuff, the skillful wish to achieve a goal, like the goal of ending suffering. Then you've got labha, which is more like that sticky, grasping greed that just causes us pain. The trick isn't to stop wanting, it's to turn the labha into chanda. And this isn't some obscure detail. It's right at the core of the practice. If you look at the Eightfold Path, a piece of it called right effort explicitly tells you to generate desire. You generate desire to get rid of the bad stuff and to cultivate the good stuff. The instruction is literally to want a better mind. This leads to a really cool and practical idea. The path actually uses certain types of desire as tools, almost like a traveler picking up the right gear for a long hike. The Buddha used this incredible metaphor. He said suffering is like being shot with a poisoned arrow. Now, the desire to pull that arrow out, that's not a bad thing to want. That's a healthy craving. It's the intelligent motivation that makes you seek a cure in the first place. And check out this tool. You could almost call it a healthy conceit. It's this powerful thought. Hey, wait a minute. Other people, regular human beings, they figured this out. I'm a human being, so if they can do it, why can't I? That's not ego, that's recognizing your own potential. What a motivator. But here's the crucial part. These are strategic tools. This healthy craving, this healthy conceit, they're for the journey. You use them to get started, to keep going when things get tough. They are absolutely essential for the trip, but they aren't the final destination itself. Which brings us to the final part. So what happens when you get there? What happens to all this desire and motivation once you've actually reached the goal? To explain this, the Buddha told his most famous story, the raft analogy. The path, with all its skillful desires, is like a raft. You build it, you hold on tight, and you use it to cross the dangerous river of suffering. But once you get to the safe shore, to awakening, you don't keep carrying the raft on your back, right? You let it go. Its job is done. And this is the most important warning in the whole story. You let go of the raft after you get to the other side. Trying to let go of skillful desire while you're still splashing around in the middle of the river, well, that's just a recipe for drowning. You need that raft to finish the journey. Here's another, maybe even simpler way to think about it. You want to go to a park. That desire gets you up, gets you dressed, and gets you out the door. But the moment you're actually in the park, that desire to go to the park is just gone. It's been fulfilled. It vanishes because its job is over. The desire to reach the goal is totally exhausted by reaching it. So you see, the path doesn't ask you to want nothing. It asks you to want wisely. to build a raft of skillful desires that can carry you to a place of real, lasting happiness. So that leaves us with a question to chew on. In your own life, what is your raft and what is your shore?